Welcome back. Everyone could use some legal advice from time to time, and we have the perfect law office to help. Laura Dellutri is here to introduce you to the law office of St. Surin and Caruthers.
Good morning. I'm here with Gishard St. Surin, CEO, law firm of St. Surin and Caruthers, and Janice Caruthers, who is the COO. And I want to thank you both for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Well, I'm really about this one because divorce is such a big topic. I'm not an attorney, you guys are. I know a lot of people are going through divorces right now, and where should they start? What's the first thing they should do when they're thinking about getting a divorce?
I would say the first thing is to talk with your spouse, to see if you did everything that you absolutely could to save the marriage.
Good advice.
Because one of the things that the court, there are two factors in determining whether or not the court will allow divorce. It's whether or not the marriage is irretrievably broken or whether there's mental incapacity.
Okay.
And so if you talk with your spouse, you open the communications. What it does is it simplifies the process. When you come to an attorney's office, you essentially know exactly what you have going on. If you and your spouse come to an agreement, then all the attorney's really doing is helping you fill out the paperwork,
right,
and helping you file everything with the court system.
Okay, now are there differences in the processes if you have children involved? That's important to a lot of people listening.
A lot more paperwork.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
It's hard because if you get a divorce, now the court is having to step in and interfere with the parental relationship, try and separate everything and still make sure that the children are okay. So it does take a lot longer because there's a lot more work that has to be done and a lot more factors to consider.
Okay, well, so we're talking about time then. Not only is it more detailed, but how does that change the time expectation of when the divorce would be final and through this whole process, even if with kids and without kids?
I'm going to give the most common attorney answer is, it depends.
Okay.
it all depends on, whether or not each party agrees. If each party comes to the table with an agreement already in place, all we have to do is file the petition.
Okay.
And once the other party answers, we work on a marriage settlement agreement. Okay. So that could take about a month or so. And once it's filed, then what we're doing is we're waiting on the court. We're waiting on the court, on the judges to actually sign the final order. But typically how a divorce typically works is once paperwork are filed and once the other party is served, they have 20 days to respond. And after they respond, during that time process too, you have 45 days to disclose all of your financial records.
Right.
And all of those information too, we have on our website. We make it very easy for our clients where they can go in there and see all of the forms that they need to fill out. And it kind of gives them a time expectation too.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is if the participants of the divorce can come to some sort of an agreement and bring the paperwork to you, and it's all legitimately agreed upon, it can really speed up the process.
Yes.
Yes.
But Janice, I know you're going to say something. What's going to slow it down?
What slows it down is if people are not honest about what is really going on. If they're hiding assets, if they're fighting over who's going to have the main time-sharing responsibility of the kids, but they have maybe not so honorable motives behind wanting to have the main parental responsibility, that's what slows down the process.
Right.
So if people are very honest and forthcoming with all of the information, then it allows us to do our job much faster and get them through the process as fast as possible, and so they can both move on with their lives.
Right, right. Now, let's see, can someone represent themselves in a divorce? I've often wondered that question.
They can, and we have a Florida statute in place. I believe it's Florida Statute 454.18, and essentially what it states is that a person can, represent themselves. They would be called a pro se litigant in any type of matter that they have with the court system. But that person will be treated the same way like a licensed attorney would.
Oh.
So there's, in the court even, states in case law where they're not going to be receiving any special treatments. They still have to follow the rules of procedure. And it's it gets very complicated because the rules of evidence tells you what you can and cannot bring out in a court proceeding.
Right.
So if you do not know the process, then you are fighting an uphill battle against a licensed attorney, and this is the most important thing in your life, because
exactly,
if you try to fix it yourself and then try to hire an attorney later on, the process is going to be a lot more expensive to fix the mess that was created. And so we would never recommend someone to do it themselves. But
right. Someone might try. I can only imagine I get up in front of there and he's like, she's out of here. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She didn't do anything right. So I definitely agree with you on that one. Get an attorney.
Yes.
And people can go ahead and call you and get a free consultation, whether they're going through a divorce or another legal issue. It's a special offer you have. All they have to do is mention the Morning Blend and receive a free initial consultation. The phone number is 239-288-7664. And I'd like to thank you both for being here this morning.
Thank you.
Okay, and to find out more information about the law office of St. Surin and Caruthers, log on to our website, fox4morningblend.com.
And we want to thank Laura. By the way, the law office of St. Surin and Caruthers will be joining us every Monday, so we're so happy to have them be a part of the Morning Blend family. The website's also a great place to find out information and anything you saw on today's show. Thank you so much for starting your day with me. Stephanie should be back tomorrow, so see you then.